I also want to ask you, Mr. Sinha, about the kind of stories he weaves when he's on a foreign tour. Say, for example, when he was in Melbourne, he spoke about a muffler, and that particular muffler also became a huge point of discussion. Some people made memes, some people mocked at him. That and some people came out with a timeline that if 35 years back he went to Australia and sorry, New Zealand, not, I'm sorry, it was not Melbourne, but it was New Zealand. So if 35 years back, when where he if he went to New Zealand, then how does he claim that he used to sell tea or he was so poor? Now, what are these kind of stories he tries to weave? And do you think people can't see through it when he weaves these kind of stories?
The people of India have been made fools of, at least for the past 12 years. How do we know our Prime Minister? I must confess, I belong to that party. I dealt with him when he was Chief Minister of Gujarat. I dealt with him when he was General Secretary of the party. But I must confess to you, honestly, that I don't know Mr. Modi.
No, but did you know him as a general secretary? Did you know him as a BJP leader or a Gujarat chief minister, but not as a prime
I
minister?
knew him. I knew him as General Secretary. I knew him as a Karyakarta of the BJP in Gujarat. In fact, he once invited me when I was, I think, finance minister to come to Ahmedabad for a certain function that he was holding. I still have that photograph of him standing next to me. And, he was a Karyakarta like most of us. And one didn't bother at that point of time to go into the depth of his past life. But just to calculate things, he himself has said, I'm not going by what other people are saying. He himself has said repeatedly that he used to beg for food and used to eat whatever was offered as alms for 35, 40 years. 35, 40 years. Now, even if you take 35 years, he is 75. So that leaves us with how much? 40? 40 years? 40 years. He has begged for food. So did he start begging for food when he was born? I want to know my Prime Minister. This country has a right to know the Prime Minister. He went to New Zealand. How did he go to New Zealand? Who invited him? Who met his expenditure in New Zealand? New Zealand is a very far away country, as you know. I mean, even the ticket will cost a fortune to go there. I haven't been to New Zealand myself. I didn't get an opportunity. I didn't go. It's a beautiful country, but I didn't get an opportunity, so I didn't go. But Mr. Modi went twice to the US at the State Department's invitation. He went to all the states of the US. He went to New Zealand. He went to Europe. He was a global traveler. And nobody knows about it. If it had not been for that wretched muffler, we wouldn't have known that he went to New Zealand. And who gave him that muffler? Who paid for his trip? I mean, as citizens of this country, don't we have the right to know about something that he himself has taken pride in bringing before the country? A man,
No,
a
but if we
person who is
ask
so
these
poor.
questions, if we ask the same questions which you have asked, that who gave the muffler, when did he go to New Zealand, who sponsored his New Zealand trip 35 years back, will we get answers? I don't think we'll get the answers.
No, he will not. He will not. We will not get the answers. But what the point I'm making is that in this country, during the Modi regime, unfortunately, we have forgotten to ask questions. We were all retired. We were all retired from public life, Neeluji, because we were reaching or crossed the age of 75. Was that rule only for us and not for Mr. Modi? So there are so many things one can go on pointing out about him. But the basic point, what I'm trying to, fundamental issue that I'm putting before you is this country has a right to know who its prime minister is, what has been his life's course, his life's achievements. He can't go on fooling people about. And this New Zealand muffler issue has brought all this in the fore again.
I mean, these are concerning things, and they do embarrass India also. But like what you said, that the foreign media now in the coming months will continue to hound Prime Minister Modi. Do you think that there will be a stage where he'll probably not travel at all to the foreign destinations?
No, I don't think so. He's so fond of traveling, and there is still Timbuktu left. I mean, someday you might find that he's going to Burkina Faso, he's going to Timbuktu. I mean, we want to cultivate the African nations,
And
so why
also
not?
getting awards from these
So,
countries.
so there are so many countries, and I mean, I have such a comfortable plane. Look, I can stop wherever I want or rest in the plane itself. So, with all these facilities, why should I stay at home and deal with NEET and this trouble of theft at Ram Temple and all these other issues? No, no, I don't want to deal with them. I want to
So, do
go
you believe,
abroad, fly in
sir? Do
great
you believe?
comfort.
No, but sir, do you believe that these foreign tours of Prime Minister Modi are becoming a safe escape for him to avoid all the crisis which is there on the domestic front?
They were becoming, they were always escapes for him. And, he used all the facilities that he is entitled to make these trips as comfortable as possible. And I don't know how many 100 countries he has visited so far. But the point remains that his trips abroad were an extension of his domestic politics. And he devised this system of the meeting of the NRI's PIOs
Yes.
and, then propagate it at home through live broadcasts through the TV channels and repeated broadcasts that, look at the great ovation that our prime minister is getting abroad. I mean, he was not getting it from the foreigners, he was getting it from the people of Indian origin, but still, people were very impressed. I mean, how did he become, as they say now, Dankapati? How did he become a world leader? How? By projecting himself like this. But now that the foreign media has started exposing him, he'll find it very difficult to avoid being exposed.
My last question to you, sir, is that look at the by-elections in Datia, in Bankipur. Uh, Narottam Mishra was very close to Amit Shah. Now, is all well between Amit Shah and Prime Minister Modi? Why people like Narottam Mishra are being denied ticket?
I don't know. I mean, he was a very important Brahmin leader of Madhya Pradesh. And it has come as a surprise. I mean, is Mr. Modi trying to send a message to Mr. Amit Shah that, you know, your will not always prevail? Bankipur is a very funny case because
Yes, it
I know
is.
Patna. I was born there. I was brought up there. I served there as an IAS officer. I know Patna like the palm of my hand. And I knew Nitin Navin's father. We were in the same party. He was very friendly with me. And then Nitin must have performed well also. So he was elected repeatedly from that constituency. But now BJP can't find a candidate from there. And as far as Bankipur seat,
So your audio is cracking in between. Can you hear me?
This election will be an eye opener for the BJP.
All right, Mr. Yashwant Sinha, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for joining on HW News.